All of us who are in India are familiar with ashrams. Christian ashrams have an existence for the past 50 years. Everyone wonders as to what is this ashram. Ashram is an abode of God seekers, people who live in the ashrams, seek God, try to experience God through meditation, through contemplation, and through reflection of God's Word. There are 12 essential features of any ashram, whether it be Hindu or Christian. The first essential feature of an ashram is dhyanam, meditation. As the goal of people in the ashram is one of God seeking, God realization, they spend most of the time in dhyanam, meditation, to experience this God, to be aware of this God in their own selves as well as in others and in the cosmos around them. Second feature of Christian ashram or Hindu ashram is the Guru. Hindu ashrams have the Guru tradition, whereas Christian ashrams don't have this tradition. Therefore, all the Christian ashrams consider Jesus as their Sadguru, true teacher. However, it's not so much the place or the structures that make up an ashram. It is the Guru who is important in an ashram. Of course, a Guru has to be an enlightened master, someone who has experienced God, someone who can guide and lead others to that experience. He has to be also a matured person with right attitudes and with good qualities. Thirdly, silence. Ashram generally has an atmosphere of silence. People from all walks of life, mostly people from the cities and towns, come to a place like an ashram to be quiet, to spend time in silence. It is in silence one can experience God. One can be sensitive to the voice of God around him. Therefore, silence is insisted in every ashram simply to help those who come to the ashram, to help one another in experiencing God, in finding God. Fourth essential feature of an ashram is hospitality. Ashram is an open community. All those who live in the ashram believe that every stranger at the door of the ashram is God Himself is visiting them. Therefore, anyone at any time can step into an ashram for rest, for prayer, meditation, or even for relaxation. Fifth is simple style of life. Ashram, people who live in the ashram live a very simple lifestyle. This is in a way to tell that all those who live in the ashram have God as their greatest wealth. And this is also to show to the people around happiness, joy, peace is possible in simple lifestyle, not so much in the things we own or in the things we possess. As the world today is so much after things, so much after power, so much after position, so much after the worldly things, people in the ashram live counter values. So, to people around, fulfillment in life is possible, joy in life is possible, even in simple living. The sixth essential feature of an ashram is freedom and flexibility. There is no hard and fast rule here, though there is a schedule for everyone to follow. Each one feels quite comfortable to get up at any time, to feel the need for prayer as and when he wishes. So therefore, there is always freedom for the individuals as well as groups who come to the ashram to have their own schedule, to find time for prayer and even to take the rest that they need for their body. Even for spiritual conferences, we don't force anyone to come regularly. We just want them to be themselves at this place. The next essential feature is financial instability. We don't have a bank deposit or a fixed deposit or anything that would guarantee us a smooth living. We trust so much in the providence of God here. Ashram is a place where the ashramites have to work for their own food. So we have dairy farm, we have some vegetable garden, we do cultivate paddy and so on, and we receive, of course, with love and gratitude whatever the gifts that the visitors offer. The next one is creativity. So much of creativity has been promoted by the ashrams in India. Individual talents are encouraged. So much of importance given to art, music, and to all cultural elements. And it is here, whether it be Sandhya, prayer, or it be any worship, or anything that we do, we like to do it creatively to make every program at the ashram very meaningful to people. And therefore, every day, prayer, meditation, and every worship becomes a celebration at this place. Ninth aspect of an ashram is the dialogue that every ashram promotes. Dialogue among the different religions, dialogue among the different churches, even dialogue between individuals, between communities, to live in harmony. So, therefore, every ashram is a place of dialogue, and every ashram promotes both ecumenical and interreligious dialogues, and thus build a peaceful society. The next element of an ashram or aspect of an ashram is the social concern. Though the goal of every ashramite, the goal of an ashram is one of realizing God, finding God. We are not totally shut off from the rest of the crowd around. The more we go closer to God, the more He wants us to go closer to the poor. The more He wants us to be sensitive to the sufferings of the poor around. And therefore, we can always find some sort of social work carried out in every ashram. Either a dispensary is run, or a school is run, or an orphanage or home for the aged is run in order to show the social concern of the people living in the ashram. The 11th aspect, feature of an ashram, is the prophetic role every ashram is called to play. Prophetic role simply means to establish justice in the society and to really point out to all the evils in society and to see how ashram can help people fight against injustices. And all of us who live in the ashram are also called to work for the poor, to opt for the poor. So this way, we are called to be prophetic in our lives as ashramites, though we are basically contemplatives. And finally, every ashram has to be a sign of God's kingdom. Every ashramite has to be a sign of that kingdom. Kingdom values are nurtured and promoted at the ashram. And there is equality. There is no one at the ashram as boss, or no one here at the ashram as a slave. All of us sit on the floor to have our meals, and all of us have our own responsibilities in the ashram. And everyone is welcome here, all are equal here. And that way, people who come to the ashram should have a foretaste of that kingdom that Jesus envisaged, or that all of us in this world are trying to build. So these are the 12 essential features that make up an ashram. And surely not only people who live in the ashram can live these 12 essential features, but wherever we are, as individuals, as community, we can surely practice these essential features and build God's kingdom, or build a better society for our people.